Islamic Foundation of Maldives donates over 111,000 Maldivian rupiah to Pakistan Aid Appeal Fund. The donation was handed over to the Pakistani High Commission in Maldives today. Islamic Foundation informed that the donations were collected through fund boxes kept in several areas of Malé. Residents of Dal Atoll also made a collective donation of over 85,000 rupiah to Pakistani Aid Appeal. Accepting the aid, Pakistani High Commissioner said he appreciates the generosity of Maldivian people to flood victims in Pakistan. He added that Pakistan is in need of more aid. The UN has received $310 million towards the initial appeal, although private and bilateral donations bring the global total commitment for Pakistan flood aid to roughly $1.1 billion. Some 8 million to 10 million people remain in need of some sort of daily assistance out of a total of 18.7 million affected by the flooding in Pakistan. The United Nations has established more than 1,000 health clinics across Pakistan in the wake of widespread flooding. Almost 1,200 mobile health clinics are operating across Pakistan, said Maurizio Gilani with the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. For many people, this is the only way to receive health care.
Waterborne illnesses from contaminated floodwaters have erupted nationwide. At least 1 million Pakistanis have crippling diarrhea or respiratory infections. About 65,000 cases of malaria have been reported. More than 2 million people have received health care through the system, especially for diarrhea diseases, acute respiratory infections, skin and eye diseases. These clinics reach even the remotest areas, with teams sometimes walking for 6 hours and carrying 20 kilograms of medical supplies on their backs. The death toll in the country has climbed to 1,738, the Pakistani Disaster Authority said over the weekend. Officials said last week that 17 million have been affected nationwide. The death toll is expected to rise significantly as floodwaters continue to recede and more bodies surface. On Friday, U.S. President Barack Obama issued a presidential order authorizing emergency funds to Pakistan's flood victim, the White House said. The president said the use of the Emergency Refugee and Migration Assistance Fund was in United States' interest. Up to $33 million can go towards the country's crisis. The United Nations warned that a crisis is building in the eastern province of Balochistan, where nearly 2 million people are affected. There is humanitarian tragedy with immediate threats of waterborne diseases and food shortages, said the Office of United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees representative to Pakistan.
Pakistani Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani says the disbursement of 20,000 rupees in cash grant to the flood-affected families would start before Eid, but could take up to 40 days to complete, as a large number of the affected were spread in far-flung areas of the country.
The purpose of the grant was to help the affected families make a return to normalcy, Prime Minister added while talking to a delegation of All Pakistan Newspaper Society, APNS, led by its Secretary General, Sarmad Ali, which met him at the Prime Minister's house. The Prime Minister said 10 billion rupees had already been pooled by the federal and provincial governments to disperse as cash grants, adding that more would be added to the amount soon. On transparency of funds disbursement, the Prime Minister said that soon all information regarding receipt of funds and goods along with expenditure and disbursement would be available on a special website to be launched in next few days. Highlighting significance of National Oversight Disaster Management Council, the Prime Minister said the organization's objective was to ensure transparency and optimum utilization of funds so the affected population could benefit. The Prime Minister said he was confident that the support and assistance, both local and foreign, would increase after the damage need assessment is completed by October 19th. The numbers are sobering. Nearly 1 in 8 Pakistanis are homeless as a result of the epic flood.